Many Winnipeggers care deeply about our urban forest, and with good reason. Trees don't just beautify our neighborhoods, they clean our air, cool our cities, and support biodiversity. But this summer, trees in our city are facing some serious challenges. Joining us this morning is Christian Cassidy, Executive Director of Trees Winnipeg, to talk about advocacy efforts. Good morning, Christian.
Hi, Ainsley.
It's been pretty dry lately. What's kind of the landscape? Worst word to you.
Yeah.
What's the landscape of the situation with our trees in the city?
Well, we've received since April the 1st about a third of the rainfall that we normally do, and that's troubling for all trees, even mature trees, but especially newer trees. And you know, we do a lot of tree plantings with schools and things like that, so the trees have been in the ground for maybe 2 years, 3 years, and those trees can really suffer.
What are the biggest indicators of that?
You start, it's similar to houseplants. You see the leaves start drooping and curling up at the ends, and eventually they'll start to discolor. They'll burn around the ends, they'll get yellow and then turn brown. And so you really want to kind of get on top of them before they get to that point.
And how many trees would you say have been impacted this year?
Oh, I mean, I would say, for us, almost every school tree we've planted in the last 3 years, we've been doing supplemental waterings. We've doubled up on the number of waterings that we normally do with the trees. And I would say, for people who aren't watering their trees, any backyard tree, especially newer ones, are really susceptible. Or those boulevard trees that you see out front. They get watered by the city contractor, but again, it's once a week. It's kind of that minimum amount. So we're calling on people that, if you have trees in your backyard, give them a nice deep soak. If you have trees on your boulevard, even though the city's paying somebody to do it, give them an extra supplemental watering, and that'll really help them in the long term.
Give it some love. You mentioned the planting of the trees, of course. 200 you've done among school kids. I know it's not back to school yet, but is that the plan this year moving forward?
Yeah, we're planting, we planted at 30 different inner city school sites, and we'll be planting at 5 more this year. So we've done about half them already. We have a couple more left in the fall, and that's the greatest thing to do, to plant them with the kids, because the kids come out and they help out and they're really interested, and get to learn about looking after a tree. It's part, they're part of the process by planting that tree themselves. So that's our biggest ongoing program that we have, is the school tree planting program, and that takes up most of our time during the planting season.
No doubt. From what I understand, too, you've got a summer walk series going on. What's that about?
Well, we do. So we normally don't plant trees in August. It's just too hot and school is out. So we look for different types of programming to do. And one of them that we came up with a couple of years ago that turned out to be really popular are park walks. So we'll show up at different green spaces. I'll put on my other hat as a local historian, and I'll talk about the history of the green space. And then we'll have an arborist with us.
Wow.
And they'll point out the different trees that you see in the park, the different varieties, which trees are in good health, which trees are in bad health, and people can ask their own tree questions.